Hey, how's it going? So, a lot of times things that seems kind of simple to me that I don't take a second thought at, there's people out there that just don't know how to do it, and sometimes those become the best videos. So, this seems simple, but maybe there's somebody struggling with this. So I wanted to do a video on how to put a car battery in a Honda Civic. This is 1999. Your engine probably looks a little different because this is a different engine. But, so I'll start for this position where everything's pulled out so you can see what's going on. So one thing I'd like to point out, your little short cable that goes straight to the body, this is going to be your negative ground cable. And since it's on this side, your battery post needs to be able to be reached by that. Honda uses what they call a reverse battery post, and I'll show you what that means a little bit. And this is good to do because sometimes people put, like, this has got a red cover on it. I've seen people accidentally put this on this side and then, or put the black one on the red one, and then you can cause a lot of damage because somebody just they weren't paying attention to the color stuff. So again, you can see this one is the easiest spot. The positive goes to your fuse box, and the other one I believe goes down to your starter. But your ground is just going to go straight to the ground of your body. So then here's your battery tray down here. And it's got a little slot there and a little slot back there. You want to keep this clean because if it gets dirty or moisture in it, it can actually cause some damage. And this is what holds the whole battery down. It's got these little, I call them J hooks on the ends here. And in mine, this is probably OEM. It's got little 10 millimeter nuts on the end so you can pull this up or down. And these little slots there go down in here and then turn 90 degrees so they hook, and then you tighten the bolts down, and I'll show you all that. So what you want to do is make sure your cables are out of the way so they're not going to hit anything, and then I'm going to take the battery and just set it in there, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's your battery. The Civics use 51R, and the R means that the terminals are reversed. And unfortunately somebody thought it was smart to put black on black. I don't know if that's showing up, but that's a plus sign there and a minus sign. And you remember on the cable right there, it's kind of on that side. It's going to be on this side in the front. And so actually, I don't know why somebody who makes this stuff doesn't know what they're doing, I guess. The battery really sits like this. So your negative terminal is in your front left. And most batteries kind of either these posts are swapped or it's front and back swapped, something like that. Anyway, so that R is important. And so if you get a car battery and you can't orient it correctly, you probably got the wrong one. And it's probably just like a 51 without the R or something like that. So I'm just going to pick this up and set it in there. And you probably don't need to see me doing that. I'll be right back. Okay, so all I did is set it in there. And as you can see, the negative cable can easily reach the negative terminal, and the positive cable can reach the positive one. And on a lot of batteries, this one's a little bit smaller than that one. That one's a little bit larger. So that's something else to pay attention to. And then, depending on where you bought the battery, they do this sticker stuff different. What this is saying is, well, that's a really old battery. You want to try to get fresh ones. Like this is the 4th month, and came out on the 1st, so already time has gone by. So I kind of lost 3 months on this battery just because it's old. So you want to try to buy a fresh one, and this is how they're gonna want to keep your receipt though, because I can prove that I got the replacement battery in the 4th month, and they should warranty it to that. But anyways, that's what that sticker's for, is to tell you how old this battery is. So if this is a 3-year battery nowadays, they'll just look at the sticker if you don't have your receipt, and they can kind of get a guess on how old the battery is. And these batteries tend to die right when they say they're gonna. If they make a 2-year battery, it's gonna die on the exact day of 2 years. Anyhow, I'll pick this up in just a second. Alright, the wind picked up a little bit. Hopefully it won't show up on or sound on camera too much. So next what I'm gonna do is if you don't have these little felt deals, I highly recommend you get them. You can pick them up at the auto parts store. They just help with keep corrosion down. So you just want to make sure you put your black one on your negative, red one on your positive. When I'm working on a car and I have to take off my battery cables, I like to take the negative one off first. That way it hooks to all the metal components, and then I take the positive one off. And then when I put it back together, like we're doing now, I'll put the positive one on first and then the negative one. But before I do that, I'm going to put on my, oops, let me back this up a little bit, put on my bracket. And I showed you this before, you got these J hooks, so you just got to kind of fish them down here, down there, and it's just, it'll either go really easy or really hard. So that's what I'm going to do next. Here, I'll show you one, and then the back one's usually the tricky one. Let me get the camera off here. So, hopefully this will show up. So, I can't really see too. Okay. So the way I do this is, you can probably see the hook right there. You want to drop it down there and just twist it like that. And in the back you'd do the opposite. You'd point at the back there. I don't even think I can get the camera back there. So I leave the nuts on so that if you took the nut off and you dropped it, then you gotta go fishing that stuff out. So all I'm gonna do is I'll put the camera down and fight with that back one, get it going. And then I'm just gonna finger tighten this to pull them up so they're snug in the hook position. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the J hooks in position, and I just tighten them hand tight. And on the OEM, or at least on mine, it's all 10 millimeters, so that's nice. So I get a 10 millimeter socket and just tighten these down. Now, you don't want to tighten it too tight, you're just going to bend that bracket. It's just got to be snug so it doesn't move around. So just give it a firm shake. Now I see people putting their car batteries in without their hold down strap, and that's really bad, because if you didn't have that in there, it's all held together, so when you go over a bump it kind of moves with the car and it's just the liquid sloshing in there. If you don't use the hold down strap or mechanism, if you went over a bump, the battery will actually lift up and then slam down, and that's really hard on the cells on the inside, and you can actually destroy the battery, a brand new battery like that. So don't do that. So I'll put the positive lead on next. It's pretty easy. And I'm just gonna tighten it down with my wrench there. This is a good time to kind of make sure you can get at your screw when you tighten it up and position things. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, my cable's a little stretched. I got an end cap. You can buy those at the parts store. That little cap in there is actually an extra little thing that you won't have usually. So if your terminal posts are a little bit loose, which they should not be, you can buy those at an auto parts store. And again, you don't want to over tighten. A lot of people put that on way too tight. You just want it so it's not going to move. Now, I don't know if you saw it or not, but my wrench hit the back of the thing. It hit a plastic part. But let's say it hit the metal part, and I had my negative lead already hooked up. That meant that the whole chassis would have been ground. I got it on the positive post, and if I hit metal, I could cause a spark, which it's a lot of amperes there. It'd probably melt a wrench in my hand. It wouldn't be good, and it could damage your computer and electrical components and stuff. So that's a prime example of why you want to put your positive lead on first, because my negative's not hooked up. So when I hit something metal, it's not going to cause any sparking. Now, I'm not going to film this next part because I have an alarm on my car, and as soon as I touch that negative lead, it's going to set the alarm off, and I got to hit my fob real quick to shut it off. So all I'm going to do is put that on there, get it to stop blaring, and then I'll pick it up. Ooh, that was loud. So a little tip, what I do is I get ready with the open lock button. So when as soon as I put it on there, it started going off. I just hit the open lock. Now I don't have to worry about rattling it. If you accidentally hit the lock button, it would turn off. But as soon as you did something, you'd probably keep setting it off. So just a little tip there. My ears are still ringing. That was loud. I don't know. I'll just pause. All I'm going to do is tighten that up. I have my key ready just in case. Alright, and that's all there is to it. That's another thing, like my wrench. When it slips and hits now, you're going negative to negative, nothing's going to happen. It's when you're working on the positive side that gets dangerous. Pick up your keys so you don't slam them in the door. I think that's about it. So like I said, this is pretty easy. I should have shown it, taking it out, but it's just kind of, again, when I took it off, I just took the negative cable off first, and then the positive, then the bracket, and save your hardware, and back all the nuts off of everything so it's easy to put back together. Anyways, I hope this helps somebody out there, and if it does, maybe give you a thumbs up, and if you subscribe, you'll see more videos as they come out. Thank you for watching.